I'm a big YouTuber.
I literally cover court cases for a living.
I'm gonna give you my ID.
I cover the court cases for a living.
Yeah, what up, y'all? Welcome to Crown TV. I am the Crown Prince, a.k.a. Mr. Anti-Goofy. You know what not to do in my comments. Shout out to the Anti-Goofy gang. We on our way to 20,000. We in the building. If you want to donate to the channel and you really gang, instead of the super chat, hit up the Cash App. Gang. Yeah, what up, y'all? We back in the building, reminding y'all to stay current and up to date with the latest coverage and updates in all of these cases, from Troy Ave and Taxstone to Kodak Black, AR Ab and OBH, Treyway, and so forth and so on. I think we've been doing a very decent job at keeping everybody current and also informed on the who, what, when, where, and whys of these cases. Stay tuned. It's Crown TV, man. Now, we got more good news coming out of this AR Ab OBH case, and this is specifically pertaining to Amir Boyer, aka Moolah, and Hans Gadson, who we know as No Breaks Bras. These are individual wins, but I'm going to tell you why they are significant, and then I'm going to tell you why they are important to the overall case. Number one, when you look at this indictment and you look at the alleged involvement of Moolah and Bras, there is a lot of circumstantial kind of evidence, things that can be argued by a good lawyer. Why this is important to the overall case is because to a untrained naked eye, these may appear to be individual wins. But y'all got to remember that this is a conspiracy case. It's all about tying people together. So wherever you can untie these ends that the feds have tied together, it becomes a win for everybody. Now, what most of this is pertaining to is these social media posts. I don't have to tell y'all that these guys have social media issues, at least as far as the government is concerned. Now, I know a lot of people will talk about the phone taps, but that does not pertain necessarily to everybody. A lot of these dudes, they are trying to get wrapped up behind social media posts. And I'm going to touch on Amir Boyer, aka Moolah, first. He put in a list of objections to a government motion to admit a truckload of social media posts. And I'm going to skip through the filler and get to the meat so we could do this in a timely manner. Here are the objections as they are written. Number one, the defendant objects to any social media post as to which the government is unable to prove that it was posted to an account owned by the defendant. Number two, the defendant objects to any social media post as to which the government is unable to prove was specifically posted by the defendant and or without the knowledge of the defendant. Number three, the defendant objects to any social media post in which he is not depicted and or which he did not participate in posting. Number four, the defendant objects to any language associated with any social media post as to which the government is unable to prove was specifically used, posted, or adopted by the defendant. Number five, the defendant objects to any rap videos in which he did not participate. Number six, the grand jury has charged that the conspiracy in this matter existed during the time period from on or about March 22nd, 2017 through or on about June 12, 2018. The defendant objects to the introduction into evidence of any social media posts created prior to or after the time period of the conspiracy as charged by the grand jury. And number seven, the defendant requests leave to join in the objection of other co-defendants to the extent that said objections may be applicable to the defendant. Now, what's happening here is that the government is trying to use these social media posts against Mr. Boyer that he is not even in, let alone them not being able to prove that he even posted it. Now, the defense gave a ton of examples of this in this paperwork. I'm only going to read through a few. Y'all know if y'all want the full paperwork, after this video is posted, go to the Patreon. It'll be there for y'all to download for free. Now, post number 12 is a picture of Blanding and Boyer at 2900 North Taylor Street. This is one of the homes that are listed in the indictment as being one of the properties owned by this alleged drug trafficking organization. You see here objections 1 and 2. This is exactly the way it would be said in the courtroom, and the objections have to do with relevance and speculation. Number 1, no large amount of U.S. currency is visible. Number 2, it is speculation as to where this cash even came from. It says defendant Boyer had his own t-shirt business from which he earned considerable income at the time. Number 13 is Blanding and Boyer at another address listed in the indictment as a stash house. The objection is relevance that the two men are apparently relaxing at the property, engaged in no illegal activity. The photograph is not relevant. Number 20 is West, who is AR-AB, Blanding, Baker, Boyer, and Johnson at an unknown location. The caption on that picture is Blanding referring to OBH as the mob. The objection again is relevance. It says this post is completely irrelevant. It is a group of friends posing for a picture with nothing illegal occurring or being referred to. The government is reaching for guilt by association. Now this goes on for days and days figuratively, and it ends up with the judge sustaining every single one of these objections. So none of these social media posts will be allowed to be used against Boyer in this case. The lawyer says that the government is reaching for straws and guilt by association, and on one hand, he's just doing what a lawyer is supposed to do, but on the other hand, in this case, he really has a point. So let's move on to Gadson, aka Braz, and this is going to be real quick, but it's important to show y'all what type of foolery the government is up to in this case. It says the government has advised that it intends to introduce at trial pictures of defendant Gadson referenced by the government as photographs, and then it has the numbers of the photographs. It says, as to these specific items, it is submitted that it is premature to rule on their admissibility at this time. The government contends that Gadson's presence at certain locations in the photographs somehow is relevant, that he was part of the drug organization set forth in the indictment. At this point, in the absence of testimony, the relevancy of these photographs has yet to be established. As to items 54 and 55, the government seeks to introduce two photographs of Gadson simply because he is wearing a Don't Snitch type t-shirt in one and an OBH t-shirt with possible drug lingo in another. Now I want to skip to this next page right here because this is important to what I'm about to show y'all. It says, attached as Exhibit A are internet website samplings on the date of the filing of this memorandum, which show the wide-scale proliferation of these types of shirts in today's mainstream society. The OBH drug content and Don't Snitch clothing items are also available for children and infants. Now, Gadson's lawyer attached to this as Exhibit A a bunch of pictures of white babies and white women all wearing these types of shirts that say Don't Snitch and OBH, etc. And it was effective. He was also able to get all of these pictures and all of these social media posts thrown out as well. They will not be allowed to use any of it at trial. That's the government for you, man. I want to remind y'all that all of this paperwork will be available on the Patreon for free after the release of this video. So y'all go on there and download it. Y'all can read through all of the details yourself. I kind of skimmed through it for the purpose of having a timely video. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this all in the comments, man. Like, comment, subscribe if you are not a goofy. If you are not a goofy. If you are a goofy, you know the rules. It's the Crown Prince. I'm out, y'all.
On a Friday night at 9 o'clock, hundreds of kids who don't have to be here. You'd think this would be the last place they'd want to be. But here in Newark, they're in here because of what's out there.
Anything that keeps me off the street, I'll do. Like, besides doing anything wrong, like selling drugs and all that stuff. I'm not into that.
If I come here, I would see, like, friendly faces.
Gun violence, like, out there. They fighting, getting shot.
Inside the walls of West Side High, every Friday night until 11 p.m., it's a space free of fear. Within these walls, kids can shoot pool, play video games, hit the hardwood, practice cheers, or even lay down track in a recording studio. Within these walls, they can laugh. It's called the Lights On program, now in its 4th year, and it's open to everyone. Nadia Camacho graduated in 2008.
If it was around back then, I think that we wouldn't have lost so many of my classmates. Like if we have a class reunion now, a lot of my classmates wouldn't be there.
I haven't lost any more kids to gun violence since we started doing the school year.
Principal Akbar Cook says you can't ignore the results. If you remember him, that's because last summer, Eyewitness News told you about a free laundry room he installed in school. Students bullied because of dirty clothes, resulting in chronic absenteeism. Principal Cook says there's been a 10% increase in daily attendance since.
I was finding out just from being a principal that the kids don't eat during the weekends.
They also serve hot meals to kids on Friday nights. During the summer, they do this 3 nights a week. It's all made possible by donations from the community and alumni. It's kind of amazing what a school can become when people care about kids who just want a chance.